My favorite number, it's hard to kind of say because I have a lot of numbers that are really near and dear to my heart. But I have to say that the one that I love the most is the one that I created for the Individually Wrapped show. And the reason that is for a few reasons. First of all, that piece is an incredibly authentic story. It is a trio. Originally, there were 4 people in the number, but unfortunately, due to 2020, we were not able to get all 4 of us together. But it is a story about having everything that you've taken for granted taken away very suddenly, because it was written right at the beginning of the Great Slowdown. And I had to take a concept that was going to probably be, okay, and make it way more intense. And what I loved about that piece is that all of the performers that were in it, Dottie DeVour and Clementine Grimes, really got into it and really, put their story and their soul into it. And what was really great about it is that it was one of those pieces that, because of the medium of film, it was actually exactly how I had it in my head, and even better because Amy Furzico, our amazing videographer, saw my vision and understood where I was going with it. And we also had the limitation of having 3 people doing a number, but at different times with a different prop, was possible because of a video format. And so, at the end product is something that I will cherish forever. And I don't know that any of the pieces that I've done have been able to have that kind of a story from beginning to end. So it is my favorite. Oh, hands down, it's Lola Le Soleil's Stood Up to Get Down. I love that number so much. That number, she actually peer reviewed it in a group peer review that I used to run for the community every month. I ran the Burlesque Atlanta Society, and that was a monthly event that we used to do where the entire community could come together and peer review numbers with one another. And Lola peer reviewed that number, and even in its sort of infancy, I knew that number was going to be really special because it was a piece about being stood up, getting pissed off about it, going through stages of grief, I guess, for lack of a better term, and then coming out the other side of it, being there for yourself. I loved that piece so much because it told a very strong story, but also because it was so profoundly authentic. You know that Lola actually was inspired by pieces of her life to make that piece happen. And I changed my style of burlesque ever since that piece. I leaned really hard on doing classic for a very, very long time. And because of that piece, I genuinely feel like I started thinking, what's my story? What are things that I want to talk about? And I think that at the end of the day, that's what burlesque should be. It shouldn't just be, and this is not to diss anybody that does it, it shouldn't just be pretty people being on stage, showing off pretty costumes and getting naked. That's a piece of it, but I feel like burlesque should also tell the story of the people who are in the audience so that it can be a shared experience. So yes, Lola Le Soleil's number is my favorite.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more sweet CandyBox content and click the bell icon to get notified when we upload more vivacious videos. You can follow us on Instagram at CandyBox Revue.